Hi, everyone. So we're on day 35 of our 40 Days of Hope, and we're going to talk about encouragement with artwork. As you may have seen with what I've written below, I have struggled with a lot of artwork discouragement, especially the fact that I don't really have I don't have the audience. I don't have much of an audience, and my lack of audience has discouraged me from doing artwork. So I've had to think about a few things of how I'm going to be able to do artwork when I'm not selling it. One of the tasks that I can use when it comes to artwork when I don't have an audience is something called a sketchbook. And these are some of my sketches that I have put together. This sketch is actually made to warn the people in Ottawa about how bad COVID is eventually going to get in the future, because even though the Omicron variant is happening, there could be other variants that have not been observed yet, especially when some variants are very difficult to test positive. Usually with a COVID test, it would obviously put a swab in the nose, and you can't really have COVID in your nose unless there has been a decent amount of development of it in your throat. And therefore, some COVID variants are very difficult to test because their COVID cells are extremely small compared to other COVID cells. And usually COVID cells will develop and multiply before the COVID test can verify it as positive, before there's enough COVID cells to actually be in the nose. But if a person has COVID and it spreads from nose or mouth with face-to-face contact, speaking of, the purpose is that I was going to be talking about artwork. So, showing the sketchbook. See if I can find any other pictures in the sketchbook that might be appropriate. This has been sketched years ago. This is a picture of a fish from Ripley's Aquarium. It's not completed. Here's another picture of a fish from Ripley's Aquarium. And usually my sketchbook, I do sketch a lot of fashion because I am fashion-based motivated. And I do have some unfinished pieces here from years ago. It's difficult to see unless you see it up closely. This was a Japanese anime of myself. I probably could use that for another art piece. So here's our pictures to advocate about how serious COVID is getting to become. So here's these two pictures. The other picture, I'm going to put it in my own proper drawing because I cannot plagiarize. So I can't use Japanese anime to demonstrate it. I need to use my own artwork. sketchbooks is one of the ways that I can do artwork without being discouraged. The other way that I could do artwork without being discouraged is, as you can see on my wall, art pieces that are around. So the two of the options were sketchbook and art pieces on the wall. The other one is a portfolio, and the other, so portfolio binder or a portfolio box for art. Portfolio envelopes are another option when it comes to having art without selling it. And it may be important to think about how to do art and not feel pressured to sell it during the COVID pandemic. So ways to store art and ways to enjoy art, like storing in the sketchbook and storing it in the portfolio binders and portfolio envelopes, portfolio boxes, or decorate your bedroom with artwork are the plans. And then if artwork is filling up your house and you're waiting a very, very long time for an art show, the other option is photography. I do have a photography gallery in Guru, and I have been excited about it a couple years ago. But the problem with that, with being so excited about it that I was sharing it on Twitter and Facebook, is that a lot of people ignored me because they didn't really care to get involved. But you can choose if you want to get involved with Guru Shots. It's still available. If you have any more questions about artwork, you can post them in the comments. And thank you very much.